Akuja ananiambia ati nimuache ati nitafute personal ndo ahepe. Lazima tupae haki yetu.
Ni msichana wetu ameuliwa. Hivyo si vizuri. Wekesa anafaa kulipia.
Also tonight, a Form 4 female student allegedly shot dead by police, sparking demonstrations in Nakuru town. And DP Ruto hosts dons in his current residence as Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance presidential candidate Raila Odinga lands in Nyanza for vote search ahead of the August polls.
Yippee! Kamata ploti na 349k. Oh yes, for only 349,000 Kenyan shillings, you become a plot owner at the Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki. The Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki is located along the Nanyuki-Rumuruti Road, only 11 minutes from the Cedar Mall and right opposite Mount Kenya Wildlife Estate. This is the best place to establish the getaway home that you have always dreamt about. For every 349,000 that you deposit or pay as installment towards any of Optiven's plot of land, you get 10k cash back instantly. Jaza basi twende Nanyuki. Bigger is indeed better.
Alright, now remember, you can be part of this bulletin by engaging us on our socials. At Amwai Brian on Twitter, at LookUpTV. The hashtag is the Spotlight. We are also live on Facebook and on YouTube. Send us your feedback there. Tell us where you're watching us from and what you think about the stories that we are running today, and also the discussion that we'll be having later on in this broadcast, whereby we'll be looking at the state of affairs here in the country when it comes to preparation of Martha's election and also the political environment. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Josephine Oko. Now, shockwaves have hit netizens and residents of Rongai after viewing a couple of CCTV footage doing rounds. The footage shows 6 armed thugs accosting a woman into her compound in Gataka, Rongai. The incident, which happened at 2:20 a.m. in Gataka, Rongai, has shocked citizens, with residents now being asked to tread carefully. Bella Pibosom now reports.
This were the bizarre scenes in Gataka area, Rongai in Kajiado County. An AK-47 wielding gang committing a heinous crime that has set the internet ablaze. A young lady is seen to be entering her compound, unknown to her danger lurks in the shadows in the form of a group of armed robbers. The armed men barge into her compound, with one of them heading directly to the driver, pointing a gun at her. The 2 armed robbers as seen in the CCTV footage try opening the car to no avail. This leads to them using their crude weapons and violently breaking the windows on the driver's side. The now 4 men anxiously roam around as the woman still refuses to come out. The armed men now get frustrated and point what seems to be an AK-47 rifle at her. This threatening move makes the even terrifying situation more gut-wrenching. Covering her mouth, they shove her out of the car as she appears to be pleading with them. 2 more robbers now enter the compound as the woman is dragged into the house. In other scenes of the CCTV footage, 2 of the robbers are seen to be scouting the house. A few moments later, the rest of the thieves barge into the house with the woman in tow, one holding her hostage as the other unplugs electronics and anything of value in sight. The incident, which has evoked a lot of emotions from netizens, is one of the many insecurity cases in the area. Kajiado Sub-County Commander Joachim Mecha has termed the incident as saddening and has stated that the incident is still under investigations.
Briefcase na pesa ambazo zilikuwa ziandikishwe baadaye, na pia TV set and some other vitu ya nyumbani. Mwenye alifanyiwa hiyo madhambi ilileta trauma sana, na ukweli inaonekana walikuwa majambazi kama 5, na imeripotiwa, ripoti ilipowekwa ni kwamba kuna wizi imefanyika, na tukiangalia clip ilikuwa haijakuhuzunisha, lakini sisi kama makachero na askari wangu wanafuatilia kabisa. Tulienda kuweza kuchukua various data, na kuna wenye ambaye wameshaingia kwa ambayo tumeanza kumulika zaidi.
Residents are now being urged to remain vigilant and tread extra carefully while heading home, with citizens asking the office of the DCI to investigate the case and bring the suspects to bookings. Question still remains, how were the robbers able to obtain such firearms? Bellamy Bosson, Look Up TV.
Right, now thank you, Bella, for that. Away from that, Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja has responded to fraud allegations filed against him and reiterated that he attended and graduated from Team University. Sakaja says that the Ugandan-based institution conveniently left out a page showing his name on the graduation list. Sakaja's response comes days after inconsistencies concerning his academic credentials emerged and a complaint challenging his IEBC clearance was filed. Nairobi Senator and UDA Nairobi gubernatorial candidate Johnson Sakaja has termed the claims that he did not graduate from Team University as wild. In an affidavit, Sakaja claimed the complainants left out a page showing his name on the graduation list of the university, which is located in Uganda. Sakaja said, and I quote, "For nefarious goals, the complainants have fraudulently omitted relevant pages of the graduation booklet that bear my graduation credentials." Terming the case as politically vendetta, Sakaja said, "The personalized vendetta and smear campaign against me by my complainants is unworthy of response, save to point out that the same is absolutely reckless and in absolute abuse of legal process." Sakaja has dismissed as fatally defective complaints challenging his nomination and clearance to contest. In a replying affidavit, Sakaja says he is not the Sakaja Koskei Johnson cited in the complaints presented before the IBC Dispute Resolution Committee. The person cited as the first respondent in complaint number 230 of 2022, one Sakaja Koskei Johnson, is a complete stranger to the election for the position of Governor Nairobi City County in the general election scheduled for 9th August 2022. The allegations borne in complaint number 230 of 2022 absolutely relate to one Sakaja Koskei Johnson and not myself by any means or imaginary stretch. 4 consolidated complaints have been lodged at the IEBC seeking to bar Sakaja from participating in the August 9th polls. The complainants argue that Sakaja's degree is not genuine as he never graduated from the Team University in Uganda as he claims. In his affidavit, the Nairobi senator rubbishes the claim, saying, "Among other qualifications and award of excellence, I hold a Bachelor of Science in Management degree conferred upon me by Team University in Uganda, having certified the requirements for the award." Contrary to the false advertisements by the complainants, Team University in Uganda is duly recognized in the Republic of Uganda and by convention in Kenya. My qualification and academic credentials are not in doubt, having been affirmed through a lawful process. Dennis Gaku Wahome, Evans Katia, Alex Abare Musalia and Timothy Ayeko are the complainants in the petition. Brian Amwai, Look Up TV, Nairobi. Now, a somber mood engulfs Njoga Village, Murinduko Ward, Mwea East Sub-County in Kirinyaga County, after a 76-year-old woman was allegedly hacked to death by her son, who went missing after committing the heinous act. Now, this Dorcas Kurui now reports and gives us details on that particular story.
Confirming the murder incident, Mwea East Sub-County Police Commander Daniel Kitavi said the deceased Grace Muthoni was killed today morning by alleged suspect with a blunt object, and the investigations are underway. The suspect, who is on the run, was among 3,900 petty offenders who were pardoned by the president during the Madaraka celebrations while serving a less than 3-month sentence in line with the law.
Kuna wakati mwingine alikuwa amechoma nyumba ya mama yake na ripoti ikaletwa kwa polisi, akashikwa na akapelekwa kotini na akahukumiwa. Ni hivi majuzi tu ndiye alikuwa ametoka kotini, alikuwa ametoka prison, alikuwa ameachiliwa na ndiye akakuja akafanya hicho kitendo cha kupiga mama yake na kumuua. Hatuja confirm kama aliachiliwa through the presidential pardons, but ni kama kwamba tamu yake ni kama ilikuwa imeisha, but we are yet to confirm that one.
Shocked residents led by Joyce Wambui described the deceased as a very humble and God-fearing woman, and they are deeply saddened by her demise, claiming that the suspect was staying with her mother. The deceased body was taken to Kibugi Funeral Home awaiting post-mortem as the police are on the hunt for the suspect. Dorcas Kurui, Look Up TV.
All right, that story by Dorcas Kurui takes us to our first break here on the Spotlight. But continue engaging us on our socials at Amwai Brian on Twitter at @LookUpTV. The hashtag is the Spotlight. Where are you watching us from? And what do you think about the stories that we are running today? And also your thoughts on the discussion that we'll be having later on this show, the State of Affairs. Okay, now we'll be back after this short break.
And timely.
Yeah.
Are you looking to turn your passion to purpose? Vera Beauty and Fashion College now brings you online classes at the comfort of your home. We are a TVET-approved institution with over 20 years experience in training competency-based courses in fashion design and creative arts, cosmetology, hairdressing, beauty therapy, interior design in soft furnishings, event decoration and flower arrangement, hospitality and catering, and training of trainers. To enroll, call us today on 0704 577 577 or visit our website at www.verabeautycollege.com. Vera Beauty and Fashion College, a center of excellence.
Help me identify a beautiful womb. I never came across one till I got to Vera.
Yippee! Kamata plotting at 349K. Oh yes! For only 349,000 Kenyan shillings, you become a plot owner at the Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki. The Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki is located along the Nanyuki-Rumuruti Road, only 11 minutes from the Cedar Mall and right opposite Mount Kenya Wildlife Estate. This is the best place to establish the getaway home that you have always dreamt about. For every 349,000 that you deposit or pay as installment towards any of Optiven's plot of land, you get 10K cash back instantly. Jaza basi twende Nanyuki. Bigger is indeed better.
Welcome to Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we will be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facilities. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable, and worthwhile experience. Here at Look Up Guest House, we provide our guests with a continuous supply of room amenities. A cool environment for all your retreat activities.
Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. For reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707.
And timely.
All right, now thank you so much for staying with us here on the Spotlight. Moving on, the death of a Form 4 student in Nakuru sparked off violent protests which caused a traffic snap in the city today morning. Police had a hard time to contain an agitated crowd that was shouting and barricading roads in the town.
Whitney Atieno was a candidate at Nakuru Central High School, was shot dead during a police raid at Mahindi Choma area in Lakeview Estate on Sunday evening as she was waiting in the line for hair treatment. The stray gunshot from a senior officer from Bondene police station in Nakuru went through her left side of the body just below the chest, injuring her. The bullet also hit Ruth Waithera, also a Form 4 candidate, on her left arm and fractured it. Atieno succumbed to her injuries at 8 p.m. while awaiting surgery at the Rift Valley Provincial Hospital. Dr. Aisha Maina is the medical superintendent at Rift Valley Hospital.
An 18-year-old female having suffered also a gunshot wound to the left hand. She suffered what we call a radio ulnar fracture because the bullet hit the the bones of the hand, what we call the radius and the ulnar bones. She's currently in our female orthopedic ward, and treatment was started immediately. She's in stable condition and treatment is ongoing. The surgery has already been scheduled, but before that there's usually stabilization of the fracture, which was started immediately, what we call traction.
Rosalinda Aponde is the sister to Whitney Atieno, and she speaks painfully of the events that took place before the death of her sister.
Angu naitwa Rosalinda Aponde. Mwenye alikufa anaitwa Whitney Atieno. Mimi sijui, mimi siwezi sema uongo, mimi sijui shida ni gani. Akashoot. Ati nile hivi yenye tenaweza stua watu ati wa happy ama nini. Alimshoot hivi hapa kwa tumbo hapa, hivi hapa. Ikatokea huku. Alafu anamwacha anaingia kwa skecha, anamwacha hivi anaingia kwa skecha. Tunamwambia usisi umeshoot yangu, anasema je, niekeni mafuta. Atuwekeo mafuta kwa skecha na nuo umemshoot. Anasema je, pandesheni ya pikipiki mpeleke hospitali ama mtafute personal. Surely hiyo ni justice kweli. Kaka kidogo sasa nampeleka ward 1, bed 1. Na ananikwamia. Mimi ananikwamia hivi, ananishika hapa hivi. Hivi baka Whitney anafanya mimi nakaa kama wazimu. Whitney alikuwa amenishika hivi. Amekuwa mbaridi. Mbaridi ile kabisa, baka namuuliza Whitney uko sawa? Ati mimi niko sawa. Ukienda home, salimia watoto wetu, uambie aje nimewasalimia. Lakini mimi sikujua Whitney anakufa. Alikufa hivi kama nimemshika.
Wilson Nduati, the acting Nakuru East Sub-County Police Commander, says the investigations have started to establish the details of the matter.
Pole sana. Na so far investigation imeanza. IPOA ambao ni independent body plus the DCI wameanza uchunguzi na wametake over. Uchunguzi unaendelea, tujue hata hao wenye waliumia, kama waliumia na nini, na kama kuna kitu pengine wa officer alifanya ambapo alifanya kinyume ya sheria. Sheria itachukua mkondo wake, na so far tunangojea uchunguzi uendelee.
Brian Kiprono, Look Up TV.
All right, now thank you so much, Banky Prono, for that. Away from that, with less than 60 days left to the general elections, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, is struggling to answer pertinent questions concerning its preparedness for the August 9th exercise. Over the past week, IEBC Chairperson Wafula Chebukati has been a busy man racing against time to close every gap and all assure Kenyans to a smooth, free and fair election process. Waris Kimathi takes a look into Chebukati's full in tray in this report.
While presenting clearance requisite to the IEBC on June 5th, the Azimio One Kenya presidential flag bearer Raila Odinga raised concerns about the Electoral Commission's preparedness for the much-awaited August 9th election.
Mr. Chairman, those are the issues that concern to us, which you will be able to respond to.
Top of his list, the ODM leader sought to know how prepared Chebukati and his team are to transmit the election results electronically, considering that over 11,000 polling stations have been reported to have no access to 3G network.
What we want to know is, has the Commission developed constitutionally compliant protocols, the results transmission path for the polling station, the National Tallying Center?
Other questions raised by Odinga include the question of the integrity of the voter register, probing into the findings of the audit report conducted by audit firm KPMG on the voter register. In addition, Odinga raised other questions on the hiring and involvement of returning and presiding officers who will oversee and conduct the voting exercise throughout the country.
The Commission has submitted a proposal to amend the elections regulations to give itself exclusive mandate to appoint election officials.
Just a week after Odinga's concerns sparked debate in the country, Wafula Chebukati released a blow-by-blow response to all
of Odinga's questions.
In the detailed response by the IEBC, the commission revealed that hard copies of the voters' register will not be availed at any polling stations, but instead only the voter register in digital format will be available.
Concerning the issue raised on illegal transfer of voters, Chebukati assured Odinga's team that the IEBC is taking corrective measures, saying the number of illegally transferred voters is not as big as asserted earlier. However, pressure by the political class on the IEBC to prove that all loopholes are closed tight before the election is conducted is not new, with similar concerns having been witnessed in all previous general elections since 2007. On June 2nd, Deputy President William Ruto said the IEBC had removed 1 million voters from the National Voters List in an attempt to rig the upcoming general election in his opponent's favor.
We expect that everybody who is concerned, including the EU, to try and get as much detail as possible, both from the IEBC and from these public officials, on what this all is about and how did close to 1 million names disappear from the register. And many of those names are people from what we consider our stronghold.
The IEBC has since conducted a simulation exercise to gauge its preparedness for the election, but the problem of lack of 3G internet remains a thorn in the Commission's flesh. Chebukati now assures Kenyans that modems will be used to transmit the elections in the over 11,000 polling stations where there is no 3G network coverage. Further, Chebukati said returning officers will be hired permanently as IEBC employees, and therefore their names will not be shared with political parties as was the norm before.
Despite repeated public assurances by Chebukati that the Commission is much more prepared for this year's general elections than it was for the 2017 exercise, the problems of result transmission, the same issues that led to the historic repeat elections, are being seen today, barely weeks to the August 9th general elections. Waris Kimathi, Look Up TV in Nairobi.
Now, thank you, Waris Kimathi, for that. Away from that, into matters politics, Azimio One Kenya presidential candidate Raila Odinga took his campaign to Kisii County, accompanied by his running mate Martha Karua and a host of other Azimio politicians. Odinga has continued to sell his social security manifesto to the people of Kisii and its environs. Waris Kimathi, again, give us the details.
In a bid to undo the political damage caused by DP Ruto's recent campaigns in the region, ODM leader Raila Odinga returned close to home in Kisii, where he appealed to the Abagusi people to maintain the old tune and vote for him on August 9th.
Tunasema tunataka watu wetu wa Abagusi, nataka mjitokeze vile mmekuwa mkifanya. Mara hii nataka 100% pande hii. Mtafanya mna hiyo? Nataka wale waone nyinyi hapo. Hata wale ambao kule upande ile ya Kericho na huko Kisugoi waone nyinyi hapa. Unajua kwamba tuko na watu hapa mingi.
Odinga was accompanied in his busy schedule by his running mate Martha Karua, Governor Anyang' Nyong'o of Kisumu, among other Azimio leaders.
Tarehe 8 mwezi wa 8 vijana wanarauka, siku ya kuna kulala. Kuna kulala. Na mama vile vile bwana yako sikuje karibu na wewe. Akija mwambie hapana, leo hakuna kazi hiyo mpaka baadaye.
Namhakikishia hata kule kwetu Mount Kenya zote sasa tumemshikilia baba, na ile undercoat ya yellow ishapakwa final coat ya blue.
Kwa bahati mbaya nikaenda kutangatanga kidogo. Nataka kuambia baba nasha dokdala na namba 6 kama yuko kwa timu hakuna bao inaingia.
Nchi nyingi Afrika zinazorota kwa sababu viongozi wanakatilia mamlakani. Mimi naomba ndugu, I'm looking for sacrificial champions. Champions ambao wanaweza kusema kama Kalonzo alisema mara ya 3, I want my brother Raila and my sister Mother to make the next government. Na mimi nikajiondoa kwa roho safi na nikasema I will support them for the third time. Niamini wengine kama Wajakoyo, sijui Jakoya, wengine na wengine, kama ningeenda mbele hao ningewashinda mbali sana.
As the election draws closer, both Azimio One Kenya and the Kenya Kwanza factions are outdoing each other to consolidate their home bases, while at the same time making political inroads in each other's turfs, all in search of victory in the upcoming August contest. Waris Kimathi, Lake Up TV in Nairobi.
All right, now that is from the political scene. Now, just a reminder, I'm due for a short break here on the Spotlight. But also, just to remind you that later on we'll be having a discussion here in studio about the state of affairs here in the country. What are we looking at? The 12th Parliament adjourned Sidajie. That and we'll be also just trying to understand what exactly did they do right and what did they do wrong. And I also mentioned earlier on that the women debate when it comes to matters politics here in the country is taking center stage, and election preparedness. Those are some of the issues that we'll be touching on tonight on the Spotlight. Let's take a short break.
And timely.
Hi there, my name is George Washuri. I am so happy to see you, and today I am here to enumerate, to explain how we package our land investment. We have 5 levels of our property, and we classify these levels as 1 star, 2 stars, 3 star, 4 star, and 5 star. This is what we mean, that if you buy a property that is 1 star with Optiven, one of the things that is evident, the property is cheaper, is below $500,000. And this particular property is basically bare land. We only do subdivision, put the beacons, and then produce titles. The second level, we call it 2 star. This is prime land, whereby we grade the roads, we put a marking fence, do the beacons, and produce titles. The third level, we call it 3 stars. This 3 star is value added plots. We do the malam, we do the water, we do the mesh fence, and there's a caretaker on site. The 4th level is 4 star. 4 star is ready to build development. We do very nice maram roads, we plant the trees, we put the water tower, we also put a caretaker on site, and finally, the 5 star. The 5 star is premier, it's the top level, and this one, we do cable roads, we do water management through underground culverts, we do underground power, we do fountain for water, we do beautiful and nice permanent gates, we do perimeter wall, and also do install the CCTV, and the whole property is manned by uniformed security. Some of these properties, these 5-star properties, we do a clubhouse and also construct swimming pool. Thank you once more for trusting Optiven. We value you. We are at Absa Plaza, 14th floor and 15th floor. God bless you.
Very well organized. No?
Wanawake anasumbua.
Wanawake unajua wako na sijui naweza sema ni nini, lakini wako na kujipenda kiasi. Kwa hiyo unaweza kuwa unambeba anakaa ni kama anataka kuegemea pande moja, lakini mwanaume ukimbeba ametulia, maana ameamini dereva. Yeah. Wow.
and timely.
All right, now thank you so much for staying with us. Now, moving on, Deputy President William Ruto has maintained his stand on the government external debt, stating that the government should have generated its resources to cater for its needs instead of borrowing. Ruto spoke in Karen during his meeting with lecturers and professors. Shadow Kareria now reports.
Deputy President William Ruto's current meeting with the university dons created a space for him as he sustained his offensive against his boss come political foe Uhuru Kenyatta.
At the moment, we must accept that we are living beyond our means.
Ruto firing a salvo at the government he serves, accusing it of overborrowing external debt to cater for its needs.
And we need to do something about our future. Debt is other people's money we can use to progress ourselves. But debt is not free. It has to be paid.
Ruto said that the state should have generated its own resources instead of participating in spendthrift borrowing.
You know, we cannot run away from what we can do to generate our own resources because it is easy to borrow people's money. We don't have the luxury of such shortcuts. First, I want to tell you why we must fix and why bottom-up is very important.
The DP maintained that his Kenya Kwanza government will create jobs to the youths so as to curb economic crisis being witnessed.
We need to fix the challenge of youth unemployment. When we talk about the bottom, the people right at the bottom are the millions of young people who are jobless. It is not possible for us to continue the theory that we grow the economy and then the economy will create jobs. It's not working. The economy can grow, but it can also grow without creating jobs.
Ruto promised to support the education sector.
We are going to have a special day as Kenya Kwanza where we are going to prepare a charter on education.
Shadrach Kareria, Look Up TV.
Where people probably need a road.
Right now, thank you, Shadrach Kareria. Away from that, matters politics rather, President Uhuru Kenyatta now says that the government is well equipped to deal with crimes conducted on digital platforms. Speaking during the commissioning of the DCI's National Forensic Lab, Kenyatta noted that the increase in mobile money transactions gave birth to crimes in the digital economy. Brian Kiprono now reports.
It is another milestone for the country as the state launches a DCI National Forensic Lab that will help in dealing with security-related issues in the country. The state-of-the-art laboratory launched by President Uhuru Kenyatta, located at the DCI headquarters, is a security flagship project under the Vision 2030. Commissioning the project, President Kenyatta acknowledged the fact that increase in mobile transaction has led to rise in digital crime.
As we aspire for a Kenyan where every citizen, enterprise, and organization has digital access and the capacity to participate and thrive in the digital economy, a new wave of crime is equally emerging that involves such things as swim swapping and the typical Tumakwahi number syndicate, all of which we must deal with properly.
The facility is expected to fast-track investigations of serious crimes, including murder, robbery with violence, cyber crimes, rape, among others.
I think it is also important to note that this unit is equipped with the very latest analytical technology equipment, scientifically validated, and in compliance with the guidelines of the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime for synthetic drug analysis. Therefore, the evidence generated will conform to the international standards norms test. The National Forensic Laboratory also augments the other groundbreaking programs and reforms that we have instituted in the criminal justice system since 2013.
Interior CS Fred Matiang'i expressed his gratitude to President Kenyatta as DCI boss celebrates the milestone that will now ease the functioning of the security sector.
I don't think we can thank you enough. The security sector people in this room know where we have come from. And Your Excellency, it takes leadership. Because of your vision, when you took the oath of office in 2013, many of these institutions and things we are talking about here were non-existent. Some of them people had not even thought about them. And today, when we look at the capacities we have acquired, it's a tribute to your focus, to your judgment, to your commitment to our country.
Today, we join the rest of Kenyans in celebrating a milestone that has been a dream for a very, very, very long period. We have seen the dream today being realized. It's a celebration not only from the police officers who are the servant of the people who we serve in the Republic of Kenya and the opportunity you gave to serve us.
It is going to enhance the effectiveness of our criminal justice sector. It will undoubtedly enhance also the DCI's criminal investigations capability.
Brian Kiprono, Look Up TV.
Right now, Ikolomani Member of Parliament Bernard Shinali has asked the NHIF board to investigate fraudulent hospitals over claims that they take advantage of patients seeking medical attention using insurance cards. Now, this comes after patients complained about buying medicine with their own money that the hospital recommend despite them having a medical cover. Dorcas Kuroi now reports.
Mashirika kama haya yakija, serikali tushikane nayo mara moja, watu wetu waweze kupata afya. Hii kadi pia iruhusiwe. Tunajua utaenda kutibiwa hospitali, lakini pia mahospitali nao wamefanya biashara. Wakisha kutibu, wanasema enda sasa kwa chemist nje, uende kununua dawa. Tunataka ya kwamba hizi kadi ziweze ukiwa nayo uweze kutibiwa na pia uweze kupewa dawa.
Kuna watu wengi sana wanafariki sio kwa sababu hawawezi tibiwa, lakini kwa sababu hawana pesa. Kuna watu wengi wanaenda wanauza kila kitu chenye wako nayo, sio kwa sababu kupenda kwao, kwa sababu mmoja wao ni mgonjwa na hawawezi mpeleka hospitali ama hawawezi lipa bill.
All right, now that does it for us when it comes to matters, keeping you informed on matters current affairs here in the country. Now we are just in time, rather, it's 9:40, 40 minutes past 9 o'clock, and you're just in time for the discussion that we are having tonight. They're talking about 339 bills that were presented in the National Assembly, but by the time they were adjourning, they had passed 150 of those bills. Tonight, we shine a spotlight on their activities that were happening in the